Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moon Rats. Dave Johnson, channeling Man in the Moon. I want to look at three questions today. One is Trump. It looks like he's starting to lose it. He's starting to really have some difficult times speaking, and want to see if there's something going on there. It seems like it's getting worse. Number two, I want to see about Trump's kids. It looks like there's some testifying going on. I'm wondering if they're going to be honest about what's happening. And I also want to take a look at Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. No relationship to me whatsoever, as far as I know. We'll take a look at all three of these. So starting with Trump. And again, I get this, like red-faced screaming person. When you act like that, it might have some effect on people. It might be that thing that just kind of flips the dial for people. Like, they identify with that rage, but it's extremely harmful to the body, right? And to agree, I know this from personal experience. I used to get really angry, but I managed to calm myself down to some degree. And I really do realize that it's just like makes a direct connection to the anger. It's just like your body leaps from the anger. It's just like you go there, it's there. It's like a sort of connection that can't be undone. Trump doesn't know how to respond in any other way. He doesn't respond with affection or love, for example. He responds with anger. And it's just a bad habit. It's not just a bad habit, though. It's also killing him. Every single time his face is red, it's bad for the blood pressure. It's bad for his heart. It's only because of modern medicine that he's alive. So is this getting worse? It seems like, obvious answer is getting worse. Let me tell you what I see. I see him kind of turning away from the audience and shedding a tear. So it's sort of a lone feeling. Keep in mind also that raging against everybody, it's very lonely. And it means that you're an authority of one. No one can help you. Not many people can survive very long that way. So I don't say this to garner sympathy or show despise him. It really is just a realistic explanation of who he is. And let us all learn from this, including Dave Johnson. Let us all learn that when we make a pathway to a certain emotion, every time it undermines us. Let Trump be an example of that little aspect of us that's Trumpian that we need to take a look at and go, hey, it's a better way to do things than just get angry all the time. It's hurting us when we do that. I have this feeling that Trump's just not that long for this world, that he won't physically survive very long. And mentally, he is definitely going in this direction of just being sort of further and further and further away from reality. There's another thing about people who believe in these false memes, these false stories that we see on TV or internet or whatever. If the minute you start stepping away from reality, you're no longer able to grow. You can't have a normal job if you're living in untruths. Would you hire somebody that's delusional? No. So, this might not affect them immediately, but in the long term, discarding the truth has consequences. And so I also want for the rest of us to take heart, those who are living in the truth. We do serve ourselves by doing that. It could be frustrating because you might be the only one in the neighborhood, but take heart. It will be some time before you realize it. Do your best not to judge others because, who knows what we did in the last lifetime, right? Stay in your truth. That's where your power is. Mike Johnson, what's he going to do? I did notice a couple of readers say he's probably not going to last. I have to try to not watch readers, even if I want to, because I don't want to just take their reading and make it my own. But let's see. And talk about delusional. This guy lives in a land of rainbows and unicorns. And that's it. I mean, that's like kind of all we need to say. You cannot be Speaker of the House if you live in a land of nothingness. If everything makes no sense, if you're just standing there smiling and sort of repeating these Bible phrases that have no meaning to you, you cannot function and run a government in that fashion. You're just sort of a character, like a cartoon character, and that's how he appeals to me. What's he gonna do? He's just going to keep smiling. He's like a smiling puppet. He's not able to do anything. And that's part of the reason why he's chosen. He's sort of the smiling puppet who's less offensive to the old guard and the new guard. It's like he's like playing a game with a gavel. It's like he's throwing up in the air. It's like, it's just a game for him. It's not serious. He's just enjoying the fame and the attention. It's like a kid in a parade, spinning the baton for the first time. That's who he is. There's no depth beyond this. He has no ideas of his own. There's no way to solve any problems. There's no real objective. There's just fiddling around and being famous kind of person. Is there anything specific? He shakes his head no. He has no plans. There's nothing that they intend to do. They're just going to kind of collectively go behind the scenes and agree on doing something, and then he's going to come forward and do it. There's no reality here, no truth, no problem identified or problem solved. In some ways, this is kind of the best that the Republicans can do, is just have this sort of non-person in this role, a person who doesn't serve our nation or have any true beliefs except what he's told to believe. Yeah, he just shows me you got nothing to worry about. I am a total non-entity. So that's what he's telling me. Yes, his skin has that kind of stupid smile on his face. It's a pity that our government has been reduced to such characters. Sorry, I went a little out of order here. With that Trump's kids, that was number 2 question. We're making it number 3. I'm just wondering if they'll turn on him. Well, the person that I see is his daughter, and she does shed a tear. She doesn't want to be in this position. She's also very, just very, she's struggling. And, it kind of occurs to her that her father was never really nice to her, that he, had a weird proclivity for her, which is totally inappropriate. Even she is just like, well, that was a little weird, creepy. If you watch any Tennessee Williams movie, it's kind of like that. It's a little cat on the hot tin roofie, you're like, ugh, creepy dad feeling. She's a little bit aware of it. She's a little bit aware that that was creepy. And it's almost like, that creepy dynamic. Sometimes people get something in return by being, sort of daddy's girl. They get a special attention. They get acknowledged in some ways. But the person that's Ivanka never got acknowledged. It's just her beauty or her style. And, that's not really who a person is. It's just a superficial understanding. So it's kind of like, well, I got something. I got more than my brothers got. And on the other hand, I have this husband and children. And I've got to think of myself, and it's really hard to negotiate satisfying all of those parties. She looks towards the sunrise, a sunset, and the sun is indeed setting. A night has fallen, and it's almost like she's saying, night has fallen on my soul. And there's a little bit of her that's like, I should have seen this coming. I should have dropped out a long time ago, and I wouldn't have gotten in this trouble. I could have just been a rich kid. And, Jared got her into trouble. She might have done that, but Jared wanted more power and money and revenge. And so Jared took this position of power and convinced her to take it with him. So, she's an example of a woman who's let men manipulate her and let men pull on her heartstrings. Is a kind of the opposite of the divine feminine, right? Which would come to the table with there's a lot more clarity, obviously. But what are you going to do? Look, there is really important information that she has. She's showing me a set of keys, which means to me these are the keys to the truth, and the pressure is on her to tell the truth more than any other person on this planet. She's feeling the pressure of the situation. She does move, apparently, in my view, towards the light, towards the liberation, and towards the truth. So I think that she's going to say the truth about Donald, and I don't think he is really emotionally ever going to recover from that. It's like a blow to his heart. He believes himself to have a little bit of ounce of good in him, and that is at least the love for his daughter. That kind of weird protective love perhaps he feels with his wife now too. It's not huge, but it is the only thing that is lighting him. And when that light turns around to kick him in the gut, I don't think that he will really be able to function. One reason that he's spluttering now is because he knows that he's losing. So all the bluster is becoming a thing of the past. It's just going to be a sort of shallow person, that a very hollowed out man that faces the future. Once she says the truth about him, then there really will be no Trump to survive. I think on some level, he'll just become a petulant little kid, even more so than he already is. I think there will be not even any real strategy to his tantrums. And once his daughter turns on him, it's gonna look really, really bad for the whole nation. And many people are going to perceive it as Trump wasn't telling the truth. She's sort of icon, almost like a linchpin for the right, where they believe their idealized version of a Republican dwells in her. And once she bursts that bubble, there really won't be much left of this, very toxic family and their powers. Thanks so much for watching.